Alright, so I think we finally got a game. That actually took a while. The problem is when you're 14-0, no one will play you. So that's a pretty serious kind of problem. Alright, I really hate Chinese, so I don't want to do Chinese. I don't hate it, I don't know. I'll have to think more about exactly my true feelings on the Chinese. And apparently it's really stormy outside. Alright, so we're going to play this one. That's interesting. We will just play the balanced move. Okay, white doesn't have to follow up here. This is kind of an optional move, but the proper Joseki move is here. But it's perfectly fine at Tanuki. I think I can pincer this just fine. Oh, white's going to play this way. A little strange, given that I already have a formation over here, but totally possible. White has the ladder, so the push-cut variation is dubious for black. So we will just play the crawl variation. Which is actually still locally perfectly fine for white. This stone is a little bit too far away. That's not really a move, though. That's a very strange-looking move. Yeah, not really sure what white really wants. That's a lot of points for black. That's a lot of points. Now, white does get a really nice big wall here. But it still actually has some defects. Okay, white's going to fix a defect. But that does give me time right now to come in and break this up. And I do want to break this up right now. Because this wall will only get more and more important as we get into the mid-game. So this is fine. I expect white to push in right here. Yep. And we will play this. Alright, so we're playing entirely too fast. I guess whoa, what is that move? We have a lot more time on the clock here. So I guess I should talk a little bit about what happened. So again, there's still a defect over here. White can still sort of push through or gets a bunch of free moves in this vicinity. White took the outside over here. Again, this is sort of an outside Joseki when you want to have center influence. Again, this is center influence. And again, here, this is another center influence Joseki. So white's style is very, very consistent. And basically at this point, black has, we'll say, two corners really solidly, and a pretty easy way to get a third one, and an invasion potential for a fourth. This is a very strange move. I'm not sure what I think of it. Not really in love with the idea of running this out yet, either. I kind of feel like I just want to take points. Again, just make sure this wall doesn't really rear its ugly head. Okay, so now white will defend that side. That's fine. Again, we're just going to continue to reduce this. Make everybody solid. White's trying to keep me out of the middle. That's fine. We should do a little bit of reading here to see what happens. I think I can do this. And really start to look at the potential of pulling out this stone. Yep, here I should probably play this move at this point. And if I do that, I will then maybe peep there. Or actually, I should try to peep there first. No, white comes over there. This peep actually isn't quite good enough yet without another supporting move. Because white will actually fight here, I think. Alright, we'll just play really calm. Yep, white comes out. That does sort of kill the Aji of this stone. But it's okay. White will get one really big side. Now is that... I guess that's a move. But only sorta. Alright, reading. This push is now kind of a thing. But it really needs like one more move here. Alright, I don't think this is proper at all. Don't do this in your games. But I'm really just interested in asking this question here. Seeing if I can get anything. Just making something out of nothing. Yeah, I really didn't get much. Alright, maybe I should just push through. Oh. I guess we will just take this variation. If white cuts here, it's actually quite potent. So I think we're just going to do this. Then we'll ask this question. Boom, 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 boom. Looks good. Looks good. Oh, maybe it's actually not good. Maybe I don't have the liberties to do this. That was a misread. Yep, that didn't do anything, did it? That's too bad. Black needs another stone. Alright, so we might lose this game. That's always fun. Because the center in the middle is humongous. Just gargantuan. So how do we get in? Clearly not that way. Alright, well, let's play here and see if white just wants to defend, which white probably will. I mean, this looks big enough to actually win. We can use the tie jump score estimator, and I suspect it'll actually put white up by about 20. Nope. I see it's giving me all these points that I don't really have yet. It's really, yeah, and after that move, here, if we close this, estimate again, so now it says white wins by 7 before Comey, so that's 15 minus this. Yep, so that's a pretty reasonable move. I don't think I have enough to win. This is going to be sad, because I haven't played a Sandbagger game in a long time, and the first time I come back to it, I lose to a 1-on. But I did play very, very quickly in the opening. But that shouldn't really be an excuse. Yeah, I'm just not reading much. I shouldn't be playing Go. I want to play Go. But apparently I really shouldn't be playing. Alright, what are we looking at? There's big endgame here. That's certainly a really big move. If I can get that and that, that might be a good combination. Is there any play for a double Hane here? That looks pretty suicidal. So we'll just take what we're entitled to, I guess. And then our next plan is to peep here. White has to respond here, I don't think. Well, maybe white can play a more defensive move, but yeah. That's certainly expected. This is the problem when you make this hanging mouth connection, of course, in this Joseki. You're, of course, leaving a weak point. That's kind of a problem. Ooh. You really want to respond that way? Like, is that something you really wanted to do, white? I know it's not much of a defect here, but I think wedging in is still best. Now, it feels like I can play this, but it is dangerous, because white does have this immediate cut, or even peep and cut. But I think we can play it. We can manage. Yep. So there's the immediate peep and cut. So here's all we're going to do is we're just going to take here and pull back. Ooh, okay. And this will be a nice combination to actually get us inside. Now this is also very dangerous because now white can kill us, though. So maybe I guess it's not a nice combination. We should owe white a move first. But let's see what sort of shenanigans we have with this ladder here, right? So white, 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 white. It looks like I can just get this. If I get a stone here, right, this ladder just works. But I think we can get a stone there. Like, I think that's possible. Now, I think white should actually just come back and play a move over here. Is probably the best move. And just not respond to this. Okay. What's best? Running out? If I get a stone here, does that help the ladder? Doesn't look like it, right? Not quite, but if I get a stone there, it does. So let's just do this. And again, if black gets strong here, there does become some Aji, which is kind of neat. Alright, so now let's take this. We know no matter what, we're going to want to target this stone this way. Alright, do some reading. If I run this ladder out. Alright, that should be good enough. Okay, so if you connect that way... Oh, did I miss... No, I get the stone, right, for free? Yeah, just for free. Alright, so that's kind of like game. Oh, I can take another free move if I want over here. So that's game. Alright, so I'm not proud of this win. What? Oh, still gonna kill the whole thing. Yep, I guess that's possible. Is it possible? It's really not possible anymore after I capture this, though, right? Like if he did this, you know, what is it? 5 moves ago, 5 of his moves ago. This would have totally worked and been great. But at this point, it seems like it's a little too late because now I've got a lot of momentum going here to ruin things in the middle for him. Just all over the map. I can just ruin stuff. I think this move is really threatening too, right? So now can't I just play here and capture all these? That doesn't actually work, right? I don't think that goes anywhere. That's an overplay. All right. I'll drink some tea. Yeah, I said that's an overplay. Because now I just play here. Yes, any problems? Oh, there is a problem, right? No, not really. Yeah, a little problem. A little bit of a problem. But again, I'm very much looking forward to playing this move when we're sort of done messing around with this stuff. Alright, so we'll just play there. Worst case scenario, white might be able to capture these. Well, not now. Okay. Not really concerned about that, especially when I have this move. Okay, this is still game, right? Anything else bad can happen to me? Doesn't look like it. Alright. And that's like super game. There are some cuts over here that are annoying. And actually white can get pretty far into here because of this weakness and this weakness. Okay, let's review. How do you say thank you? Thank you. Alright, start review. So a lot of bad moves got played this game, as is expected given my handle. Alright, so when white plays this, this is not very common, but it's totally possible. This is totally a Joseki. And again, normal Joseki move is for white to either finish up here, or when black plays this far, white can of course finish there, and that's actually pretty powerful. If white needs to be defensive for some reason, this is also a move. These are all very common follow-ups. But it's also true white doesn't need to do anything right now. It will hurt later. Let's say white plays there. Like I could do stuff like this right now. And there are these kinds of Joseki shapes that are kind of fun. So I can get in there very easily if white doesn't protect. And basically white will be left with nothing, and except just a relatively healthy group. I mean, it's healthy in the sense that it has a lot of liberties, but it doesn't have a lot of eyes. So it can easily run, but it's not making a lot of stuff very, very quickly. But that's okay. Again, you can Tanuki here. This is playable. What did white do in the game? Oh, white, replay. Back to the game? No. Original. There we go. So white goes there, and I go here. I could just simply just, you know, play a simpler move. Just extend here. But the idea was if white goes in the corner, I'm happy to block this way, and then I would basically control the outside of the majority of the board. White doesn't want that, so white leaps out. And again, normally this is seen as a slight minus for white, but it's still Joseki if white needs the outside. So it's totally playable, and it's especially playable actually with a black stone over here, because it's actually very slow for black. Like you'll see the territory that I sort of get out of this is very small. It's very solid at this point. You know, this is a clear, was it 15, 21? It's almost 30 points, like perfect, you know, almost perfected 30 points. There is some endgame over here actually, but we'll say 25-ish for sure. 25 points, which is not small. And meanwhile, this corner is not at all settled. Cho Chikun recommends that you count a corner like this as 5 points, just for that person, but he's a very conservative counter. And certainly black should be able to make something, probably another 20 points-ish, maybe on the left. So already it feels like black has 45-ish points that are pretty solid, and white has, you know, if we even give white 10 here and 15 here, you know, 40 points-ish to, what is that, 25-ish? White has to find 15 points of this wall, which I guess arguably isn't that difficult. But if white actually finishes the wall, it becomes black's move. Now there is another move here. White can also play this one. And in this case, I think this is actually better because white really would like to invade here later. White wants to get either this invasion or this invasion. And this move actually you know, is fine for both of them. Of course, this move is a little bit more greedy. When you play this one, you're saying you're not as interested in invading here, because you're more interested in reducing. But that's fine. It's still a move. Can't really say it's a losing move by any stretch of the imagination. Now here, in this kind of situation, this is probably a mistake by me. I should probably play a softer move. And the idea is I just want to get pushed around. I don't want to get attacked or cornered, basically. I don't want to get sucked into the corner. And if white takes this very nice shape, I can decide between this one or this one. Whoops, no, not that one. Or this one. And again, if white plays here, even though white gets really nice shape, you know, I'm not really that. Actually, I would play the other one. I guess I'd play this one. No, not that one. Probably this one. It feels like black has enough of a base here that he doesn't really have to worry about anything. And white will get these two corners, and again, it's still not really sure what else white will get. So, I should have probably just played that. So when I play this variation, the other thing I can do is I can also just, when black backs off here, is I can just play this. Very simple. And even though white will probably kick me immediately, if white does that, I'll just play here again. And even though this is a big move, you know, there's a lot of big follow-ups down here too, on both sides. So I'm just happy to destroy stuff. You know, I'm just happy to destroy stuff. So when I do this, I'm sort of playing white's game. Now all of a sudden white has a chance. And I really don't want to run out, just because once I'm running, this wall will become very valuable. And this move is so strange. I'd probably miss an opportunity. If I do this right now, I guess white plays there, maybe that side, and just tries to take the whole bottom. But if I do that, or if white does that, what if I just try to like shoulder hit this, and well, I guess I'll get cut off immediately. White will make this exchange, and then I mean, this would be terrible for black actually. So maybe I play this first and see how white responds. And if white continues to want the center, I go, that's fine. And now I play this. And that way I'm attacking these 4 stones over here, even though I'm giving up a lot of points. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But there might be some more severe variations in here too. When I didn't run this out, again, I was just sort of reverting to Joseki. Because there are some Josekis. How do I go back and move? Original? Yeah. Where white just takes this in a ladder, which is normal, but white doesn't have the ladder here, so white can't play that. So when white doesn't have the ladder, I think you actually what do you do? Oh, I think you play over here. Maybe I don't remember. Anyway, white found a solution of something to deal with it, and apparently I didn't press the issue. So these moves are very soft. This is just basically saying, all right, I think I won the game. Let me just make sure you can't build anything really big. But of course, yeah, this is the problem with it. So maybe this move is where I should do this shoulder hit. And if white says, you know what, I'm going to attack you and make sure you can't have a base, I should say, you know what, that's okay, because I can still link up over here. I can still build a base in that direction. And meanwhile, now I'm getting an inside wall, and now you're going to have a very difficult time making lots of points here. And if you actually now try to attack me directly, well, I might start asking questions like this. And if I run this out, then maybe this group becomes very weak very quickly. Of course, right now, can white do better? Can white play this? Yeah, white. I think white can actually play this, which is a pretty crazy move. White might need to respond this way, so maybe white can't play this. Yeah, it's like this ko thing. Any other option? Choice? That doesn't really work though, right? Ladder is good for black. Yeah, I probably just need to play one high move on this side, and then it sort of ruins white's day. You know, white can take this. If white does this, this is great for black, because now we're just reducing already. So I think this is a large mistake for me. This might also be too defensive. I was still sort of in defensive mode. If I want to do the kamikaze mission, of course we push up again here. And the danger, of course, is that white does this, but it's hard to deal with for both players. Like, it's a hard variation. And again, I wasn't really that interested in playing really hard variations. Or maybe I just give up the 3 and come on the outside. No, that's not really good enough. I don't know. It was hard. It was hard. Do I have choices here? White needs to play over there and over here, I guess, right? If white comes back and plays this. Maybe? Sort of force this capturing race kind of thing. Yeah, possible. So we played very defensive, and then we just sort of poked in from the outside. Now this, here, let's actually look at this a little bit. And if I play this now, the problem is it exposes my cuts as well. So if I play this, it looks like white really has to defend probably this way? Probably that way. And of course black can play this, but then this is the move you have to have a plan for. And if I do this, this becomes a pseudo sente kind of move. Is this sente here with this capturing race? Yes, looks like it. So if white plays here, again, these stones are right now just whoever gets the next move gets to kill them. It's not small. Tough, very tough. I'm not really sure what white's supposed to do here. If white blocks, we have this carpenter square problem. Is this correct? Which I'm not. One of these is correct. I'm not sure. 12 changes it, but I don't remember how. Maybe something like this. It certainly looks like white wins this carpenter square. Because even if you know, white just gets one big eye, whoops, black doesn't really have another move here to gain a lot more liberties. So it's just a capturing race kind of thing. And no way. Oh, it's actually alive, isn't it? That's just a live shape. Well, then I screwed that up. Well, either way, these are the types of things. Like, there's a cut here that's super risky. Any other variations? I guess I could always play, instead of there, I could play here first. But this doesn't really go anywhere. And white still has the same cut. I mean, it's just endgame, really. Alright, original. So maybe there's nothing really serious there without doing something. And of course, this is all fine for white. White got a good result. This was just nothing. And this was nothing until black gets a stone over here, which you guys kind of saw at the end. Yeah, and this is the downside again of playing there instead of there. It's actually a big difference. And then on crosscut patterns, there's a lot of crosscut patterns that players don't even think about. Again, I think most of you who are watching this video are probably at the strength level where you think about extending your weakest stone, right? You're trying to help your weakest stone. But in this case, it doesn't actually do anything. Because worst case, white extends 2 and you're still sort of trapped, and you still can't take this Atari, because then this will probably die on the inside. It's very difficult to see how you will get the second eye, because right now you really have 2 half eyes. So even if white just plays a move like this, you have 1 eye. Where's the other one? Very difficult to tell. So that was sort of that's sort of the danger of extending your weakest stone in this position. If you just do this sort of thing, the same thing kind of happens. But in this case, there's actually even more pressure on this group, on the side group. So you have less eye space here, less potential eye space. Oh, you do have a potential defect by cutting these off. So we have to look at other variations. Again, we don't want to just do this. I mean, that would be big. It's a lot of points. Although actually black wouldn't respond that way, right? Oh no, black I guess would respond this way. Maybe I should have done this. Maybe that's just the really simple version. But there are these sort of liberty issues later. Like this thing can't actually run very far or very quickly because of this throw-in. But maybe that was actually more correct. I don't know. I just read this one as basically giving white problems on 2 sides, which is what we wanted, but the problem is when white fixes one problem, it puts too much pressure on me over here. So we need a little bit more to make this ladder work, but white gave it to us. And the rest is kind of history. Now, let's go back, actually look, and let's see. When I play this move, basically this move's threatening here, right? So this is Sente for white, or Sente for black. So white has to do something if white doesn't want to lose these. But I kind of thought this might be okay timing to do this. And just say, well, okay, you can kill me here, but I'm going to kill you here, and take this whole right side back. I actually don't know if it's enough points for white to win, but it's not a small number of points. And you can see that even if black gets this, it's not really game over for white. White can still actually white might need to play another move over here to cut this off somehow. Maybe actually there's some problems. I guess there are problems. There's enough problems over here that white should probably respond if white really wants all this to be dead. But again, there's this Sente. It's pretty nice. So anyway, yeah, this ending was kind of a disaster. And this move is just, yeah, it basically threatens to kill this side over here, and white has no idea. So this is the sort of the game-winning move here. Because when white responds here, this move is too slow. I know white's trying to protect this and make sure he salvages some points here. But I'll take my Sente, and then this move just kills at least these three, and very likely these four as well, because of the threat of this stone running out. So yes, that was a game. I know early mid-game I kind of fell behind a little bit. I let white play too consistent of a strategy, and that's something you usually don't want to do. You don't want to give your opponent everything they want, usually, unless your name is Lee Chang-ho. But, you know, in the end, I thought the ending was actually kind of cool, how we pieced together some weaknesses over here to make this ladder work, and then played an extra move to basically solidify the connection here that then also allowed, there was a dual threat to kill this side of the board that white didn't see. So that was cool, right? That's the sort of thing you come to watch the Sandbagger games for, is these sort of like just, you know, just chopping the head off kind of finish, I think. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll probably do another one of these real soon. I think I will see if I can get up to 3 done relatively quickly over the next few weeks here. So I hope you look forward to that. Thanks for watching.